What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be looking at the brand new cavalry rally commander. Now this commander is using the combo attack synergy, as we have already seen with the release of King Arthur. Now with the release of King Arthur, he has proved to already be absolutely game-changing in Rise of Kingdoms, with brand new pairings already being experimented by lots of players. And now with the release of Subatai, we can only imagine what some of the rally pairings are going to be looking like. So let's take a look at his primary skill, guys. Now here we have the Thundering Hooves. This is a single target damage with a rage requirement of 1000. Launches 3 combo attacks against a target troop, and the damage factor is 1000. So basically, because that is a combo attack of 3, the damage factor is going to reach a total of 3000 damage factor. Now this is absolutely insane, guys. We have never seen a commander in Rise of Kingdoms reach the 3000 damage factor. So I guess this really does prove to be a new turning point in Rise of Kingdoms. So this is really insane, guys, and imagine how much this is going to hurt the garrisons. We have seen the Archer garrison show has been quite strong, especially in my KVK. It was very difficult to beat the Cho garrison. Now with the release of Subatai reaching that 3000 damage factor, this is going to really change the dynamic of the whole meta. Now the next skill here, we have Circling Vultures. This commander's cavalry units gain 15% march speed. If this commander is leading a rally attack, cavalry units in their rallied army also gain 20% attack and 30% defense. So that is a good amount of stats, guys. 20% attack, as mentioned, that is going to be quite useful for the combo attack damage, and especially if you are rallying, which this commander is designed for. So the next skill here, this is the third skill on the list, Wherever the Whip Points. If this commander's troop is attacking a city or stronghold, their troop deals 10% more combo attack damage. Whenever their troop launches a combo attack, it has a 60% chance to gain a 15% bonus to normal damage dealt for 8 seconds. This effect can stack up to 2 times, and its duration resets whenever it gains another stack. So that's really nice as well, guys. We know that the 10% more combo attack is going to stack onto that 3000 damage factor from the active skill, and in addition, the 15% from the normal damage will also work with the combo attack damage. So that is up to 25% extra combo attack damage from these bonuses here in the third skill. Now going on to the fourth skill here, we have Daring Raid. Whenever this commander's troop launches a basic attack while outside of Alliance territory, it has a 30% chance to launch a combo attack, and the damage factor is 700 with a cooldown of 10 seconds. So again, with all of these extra bonuses that are boosting the combo attack damage, the more of these combo attacks that we can launch, the more that these stats are going to be benefited from. Okay, now we have the expertise skill here. This is Hound of Temujin. If this commander's troop is attacking a troop on the map, their active skill inflicts the burn effect on the target for 2 seconds. Whenever the target is hit with a basic attack, it has a 50% chance to take 20% more normal damage for the next 1 second. If this commander's troop is attacking a city or stronghold, their active skill inflicts an enhanced version of the burn effect on the target for 2 seconds. Whenever the target is hit with a basic attack, it has a 100% chance to take 20% more normal damage for the next 1 second. And the burn effect is inflicted by Takeda, who we have already seen in previous cavalry releases. So this is quite interesting because we have seen in the past the Attila Takeda combination has been one of the strongest rally pairings in the history of this game. So now we are going to be seeing a very high potential that we will see the return of possibly either Attila or Takeda. So with that said, guys, how about we take a look in game so we can get a closer look at the skills from Attila and Takeda to see which one of these pairings may work better with Subatai. Okay guys, so here we are in game. Now we are going to, obviously, we'll take a quick look at Arthur here because we know already he is dealing that combo attack damage. I have already seen a couple of people test out some rally options with the King Arthur. I don't personally believe that he is the best option for Subatai, but potentially that 2,800 damage factor is going to stack nicely with Subatai's 3,000 damage factor. However, with the skills that King Arthur possesses, they are mostly going to benefit the field troops. So if you are fighting in the field, you are going to get the full benefit from King Arthur. But we wanted to look at, in particular, Takeda because this is a very good option in the past for Attila, who is using the normal damage bonuses. So really, the normal damage bonuses from Attila, there is a similar transition now to the combo attack as they are both using the normal damage. So there is a weird kind of synergy there that suggests that Takeda might actually work really well with Subatai. So let's just take a look at the active skill here, which is quite interesting because we can see here that from Takeda's active skill, he is inflicting a burn on the target for 4 seconds. So this is quite interesting with the Takeda primary skill here, which is inflicting that burn effect where the enemy is going to take the 50% extra normal damage from our march. Now we do know that with the expertise skill from Subatai, that is also going to be inflicting extra 20%. So in total, you will reach a 70% extra bonus to the normal damage. Now that does seem like a pretty good synergy if you ask me. And as we said, the Attila Takeda has been a fantastic rally option for many years in Rise of Kingdoms, and now we are potentially seeing the updated version of that option. Just getting a quick look at the rest of his kit, we have a 40% attack, so that is going to stack nicely with the attack from Subatai as well. And then he has some extra defense and healing factor. We also have a normal damage reduction, so that can also be useful with the release of newer commanders nowadays, which are generally using more of the normal damage. So we have seen the smite damage commanders that is now going to reduce their effects as well in the garrison, and not to mention the 25% counter attack damage reduction. So this is quite useful against the enemy garrisons as well, who are generally high in counter attack and the normal damage. And of course, we have the expertise skill here, where the commander is going to be dealing 30% more normal damage to burned enemies. So basically, what I'm thinking here is this effect is already very useful because of Takeda's active skill, which is burning the enemy. But now if we're going to pair him with Subatai, there is an extra burn that you're going to be inflicting on the enemy. So this does seem like a really good pairing because basically these skills are going to be popping off. You're going to benefit from that burn a lot more often. Now, of course, we have seen something similar like this happen in the past. We did have the initial release of Tamiris, who had quite a unique skill with the poison effect. And then many years later, they did release the Herman Prime, who also did have the poison effect. Now, some may argue that this pairing is actually relevant, the Herman paired with the Tamiris. Maybe I will agree that is a useful pairing for swarming flags, but outside of swarming flags, it's not really amazing pairing. So we'll have to see how this pairing is going to work with the Subatai and the Takeda. Only time will tell when they are both in the game available to use. But at this point, the skills are looking quite promising. It does seem like there is going to be that nice synergy there, and that normal damage bonus from Takeda is going to really boost the Subatai skills. So again, let's take a look at the next pairing option. Now, this is actually initially the one that I had thought would probably be the best pairing. And this is, of course, Attila, because we know that Attila is very high in the normal damage as well. That's why he's been so good with Takeda in the past. So basically what he's going to be doing for the next 4 seconds, this is part of his active skill. this commander's troop is dealing a 30% normal damage bonus. And of course, you are going to receive that extra 30% counterattack added on top of the normal damage as well. And then whenever their troop launches a basic attack, it has a 50% chance to reduce the target's attack by 50%. So, of course, this is definitely kind of my first go-to option for the pairing with Subatai. It's going to be really hard to tell which one to go to. Now, the thing that is very interesting as well here for the Attila kit, we have a closer look at the 4th skill here. Now, I'm just going to read this out. This is, if this commander's troop contains only cavalry units, whenever it launches a basic attack, it has a chance to gain a bonus to damage dealt for 2 seconds. Now, you have a 25% chance to gain a 50% damage bonus, and you also have a 25% chance to gain a 100% damage bonus. Now, this damage bonus will last for 2 seconds. Now, the interesting thing about this skill is I have a feeling this is going to work extremely well with the combo attack synergy, because the combo attack is going to be working as if it is a basic attack. There is a description for the combo attack damage. So, combo attack damage is only affected by bonuses and reductions to normal damage, and the combo attacks can trigger basic attack skills. So basically, from that description of the combo attack damage, Attila is going to have a much higher chance of having this 4th skill activated for 2 seconds. Now, as a rally commander, when you're constantly attacking the garrison and it's a one single target, this damage bonus is going to prove extremely useful with that extra 50% or up to 100% damage bonus. And of course, if we do look at the final expertise skill of Attila, he is going to be dealing extra 20% normal damage when the troops are less than 50%. Now, you probably don't really want to be rallying with a half full rally anyway, but that is still something to consider as well. Now, as for the next option, we are going to be going back to a pretty strange commander who didn't really ever see any relevance here in Rise of Kingdoms, and that is, of course, Bertrand. Now, this commander was originally supposed to be a conquering rally commander. It just never really seemed to be that useful in the game. Maybe that is because of the lack of synergy between other commanders. But what I wanted to look at here is his active skill. And I believe that this is going to have quite a lot of synergy with the combo attack commanders, because as mentioned earlier, the combo attacks are going to be triggering the basic attack effects. So we know that with this Subatai in particular, this is going to have a total of 3 combo attacks. And it does say here, with the Bertrand active skill, for the next 3 seconds, whenever this commander's troop launches a basic attack, it has a 100% chance to deal extra damage to the target, and the damage factor is 700, and reduce the target's rage by up to 20. Now, again, this hasn't really been amazing in the past, simply because of the lack of synergy with other commanders. Now, with the release of Subatai, we know that when the active skill goes off, this effect here has the potential to go up to 3 times. So that is going to be 2,100 damage factor just from Bertrand's active skill based off of the combo attack damage from Subatai. And you are going to be reducing the enemy's rage as well. So you're going to be slowing down the enemy from casting their active skills, which is of course useful against a garrison. And then we do have some other synergies here that are going to be working well against enemy garrisons, such as the 3rd skill here, where your Bertrand will be dealing up to 10% additional damage against a stronghold. Not to mention, every 10 seconds, cavalry units in their troop gain a 1% bonus to damage dealt for 15 seconds, and the effect can stack up to 5 times. The duration resets whenever it gains another stack. So this definitely could be another pairing option that could work well with the brand new combo attack damage commander Subatai. So this is quite an interesting release, guys. Basically, the rally commander is going to be generally paired with the most recent rally commander in the game. Now, with the release of this cavalry, this could definitely go either way. There are multiple options here that it could lead to. Now, of course, with the most recent cavalry release prior to Subatai. We did have the Justinian Rally Commander, and this does have a decent damage factor up to 2,500 with also a defense reduction of 30%. So this has been the part of the meta. We have seen the Justinian and Nevsky rallies up until recently. That has been really the only option for rallies with cavalry. Now, again, most people might think that Justinian would be the go-to pairing for Subatai, but as we just took a look at some of the other options like Bertrand, Attila, and even Takeda himself, those commanders look like they are going to have a bit more synergy with Subatai, based off of those normal damage bonuses and also the basic attack mechanics as well. I'm not actually sure if this commander is going to work extremely well with the brand new Subatai. This is probably still maybe the best option for just normal damage factor, but outside of looking at the damage factor alone, I do think that there are going to be better options as we just talked about. So guys, this is very exciting with the release of Subatai, and I do feel like he is going to really change the whole dynamic of what we are currently seeing in the game right now in terms of meta pairings. Now guys, if you did enjoy today's video, please consider joining my Discord. The link is going to be in the description below. We are a growing community here of dedicated players in Rise of Kingdoms, so please consider joining that and also liking and subscribing today's video. Now, I will see you guys in the next video or on the battlefield.